Day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival, and after Wednesday's thrills, fairy tales and Irish dominance, the English were looking to peg back with 2019 hero Paisley Bark back to stamp his authority on the feature Stayers Hurdle. The stage was set for another spectacular day at National Hunt Racing's biggest theatre. And for the first time this week, we were racing on the new course, where the growing was described as officially good to soft. The day kicked off with the Marsh Novices Chase over 2 mile and 4 furlongs, with the return of the incomparable Envoy Ellen. 11 unbeaten runs, the Irish banker of the festival was returning to the scene of his champion bumper and Ballymore Novices Hurdle victory. Could a recent yard move to Henry de Bromhead dent his chances to add a 4th festival win to his tally? The market were confident nothing could rattle the cage of Envoy Ellen. He was sent off 9 to 4 on. Your commentary this afternoon from Mark Johnson.
Onto the chase course, face up to the starter, and they're off. Day 3 of the festival gets underway with the Grade 1 Marsh Novices Chase. 2.5 miles is the trip. Fusil Raffles will get the first call. Chamblou on his outside as they go over the first fence. They're all safely over. At the back of the field is Black Bow. They cross over the downhill section of the course and on towards fence number 2, also taken on the centre line. And it is Fusil Raffles who will have the lead on the inside to Chamblou over in second. And out wide, Little Keen is Chantry House in third. And then towards the inside rail is Chatham Street Lad, who's racing just to the inside of Envoy Alain. And then there's a break of a length and a half to Asterion Forlange, who races just in advance of Darva Star. And the back marker is Black Bow. And now they have quite a long run down the hill before they encounter the first of the 4 plain fences taken in the home straight. Fusil Raffles, Darryl Jacob, they've now got a clear lead of a couple of lengths over Chamblou and Harry Skelton. To their outside, Chantry House and Nico de Boinville racing in third position as they rise at fence number 3. Envoy Alain jumped in a share of 4th on the outside of Chatham Street Lad. Then the grey Asterion Forlange, who has a break of a couple of lengths back to Darva Star. And the back marker is Black Bow as they go the next. And down is Envoy Alain. Envoy Alain has fallen at fence number 4. He is very quickly up on his feet. He seems to be perfectly okay. And just getting to his feet now is a desolate Jack Kennedy as they now race on towards the next plain fence. Fence 5, Fusil Raffles the leader, reaching for it in second place, Chamblou. And then Chantry House on the outside of Chatham Street Lad and Asterion Forlange. And this will be the final fence in another circuit's time, and they are all safely over. And so they now have a long run before they encounter fence number 7, which is taken in the back straight. And it is Fusil Raffles who leads the way by nearly 2 lengths to Chamblou racing in second, a further couple of lengths to Chantry House, who is in third. And in 4th place is Chatham Street Lad. And then Asterion Forlange, and weighted with are both Black Bow and also Darva Star as they now race just slightly downhill at this point on into the wings of fence number 7. Fusil Raffles comes to it, measured it beautifully, the leader. So too his nearest pursuer, Chamblou. And these two now are just beginning to press on. Chantry House, a shake of the reins from Nico de Boinville. There's been a real injection of pace here as they go to the water jump by Harry Skelton. He's really taken this race by the scruff of the neck as they've made the run down the back straight. And Chamblou now is out in front by a length and a half. To Fusil Raffles racing in second. And that injection of pace has caught 1 or 2 of them out. Chamblou, another great jump there as he crossed over that open ditch. The first open ditch in the race, and Chamblou now leads by 3.5 lengths to Fusil Raffles. Once again, pinpoint accurate over the next fence number 10. That was Chamblou clear by 4 to Fusil Raffles and Chantry House. And then on the inside, Chatham Street Lad, and then Asterion Forlange and Black Bow, and Darva Star is totally outpaced over the final open ditch as they continue their journey on towards the top of the hill in the 11th running of the Marsh Novice Chase. And it is Chamblou, the winner winner of the Quarto Star at Christmas, who now goes on towards the fence right on the summit, and he led there by 5 lengths to Fusil Raffles in second. Chantry House has been out of his comfort zone now for over half a mile, but he's still there pitching in third. Asterion Forlange trying to make ground around the outside of Chatham Street Lad, a break then of 5 lengths back to Black Bow, and this is the fence right at the top of the hill on the start of the descent, and Chamblou didn't get terribly high, and he steals a peak, Harry Skelton. He's still got a lead of 5 lengths over Darryl Jacob on Fusil Raffles, and now they freewheel. They freewheel down towards the third from home in the marsh, and Chamblou still has the lead, but he's got a host of pursuers in behind him. In second, Fusil Raffles. In third, Chantry House. A mistake in fourth by Chatham Street Lad, and then Asterion Forlange, and now tailing off is Black Bow, and so too Dava Star, and they're about to make the turn back towards home, and Chamblou is now reeled in. His lead is now being whittled away to only 2 lengths. Chantry House now raises his gain towards the outside, a stablemate Fusil Raffles. On the wide outside, Asterion Forlange towards the inside. Chatham Street Lad is now looking for racing room. They're over the second last, and Fusil Raffles and Chantry House are 1-2 at this point for Nicky Henderson, and they now go on by 2.5 lengths to Asterion Forlange. They come to the final fence. Chantry House and Nico de Boinville out in front. A peck on landing from Fusil Raffles in second, now with 2 lengths to find. Asterion Forlange is back in third, but as they race inside the final half furlong, it is Chantry House and Nico de Boinville pulling clear on the run to the line, and Chantry House has taken the Marsh Novices Chase in a 1-2 for Nicky Henderson. Fusil Raffles was in second, Asterion Forlange in third, and in fourth came Chatham Street Lad.
Drama in the Marsh Novices Chase as Chantry House gives Nicky Henderson his 70th festival winner at odds of 9-1 for Nico de Boinville and in the colours of JP McManus. Drama for Jack Kennedy as the unbeaten Envoy Elen takes a crashing fall at the fourth fence and breaks hearts of many anti-post punters throughout UK and Ireland. The Cheveley Park-owned 7-year-old has been exemplary at his fences in every race he has run this season. Came to the fourth on what looked like a perfect stride, but perhaps a little bit keen, launching into the fence and losing his partner in agonising fashion. This left the race wide open, with Chamblou skipping clear in exuberant fashion under Harry Skelton. But it was the 2 Nicky Henderson trained horses who came to the fore. Fusil Raffles under Darryl Jacob and Chantry House for Nico de Boinville, who jumped the last together. But it was a much better jump from Chantry House, who took the advantage and stormed up the Cheltenham Hill to give the Master of 7 Barrows his 70th winner at the festival. Delighted to say Envoy Elan and Jack Kennedy walked away unscathed from their early fall. A blot on his copybook it may be, but this wonder horse will be back.
Is Nicky Henderson's 70th Cheltenham Festival success. Many congratulations, Nicky. You've been saying for quite some time now that you felt you were deep in the novice chase division, but that was quite a dramatic race, of course.
It was, and I mean, it just says you've just got to be there to. If you're given the opportunity, you've got to be able to grab it. And luckily, both horses they both ran fantastic races, and it was sad to see Envoy Allen go, but it did leave the door wide open, and that's when you really. It's a pity if you couldn't grab it, I must admit, but no, proud of them both. They were great. And
this was a horse that showed in last year's Supreme that he'd probably blossom over a trip like this. Was that your feeling this season?
Last year, he ran very well. He was third behind Shishkin in the Supreme, and that was a good run because we really thought he wanted 2.5 then. To be honest with you, today it looked as if he nearly wanted 3. Yeah. From down the back there, he really was in top gear for most of that part of the race, and then he has got back on the bridle and quickened up really well. But I think 3 will be on the agenda fairly shortly, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely. It had to be niggled along, but then finish really strongly. Yeah. Are we going to see him again this season? I mean, he's been relatively lightly raced.
He has. He won well at Ascot the first time, and then he came here and he jumped really poorly. And we had a problem with his back. He actually had to have a bit of surgery on it. So he did very well to get back and have a prep race at Wetherby. And, we had to get him back quite quickly. So he has done well. And, I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't go on. And you'd certainly think of it, if you thought about Aintree, and let's just see how he comes out of it and talk to JP and see what we feel. But if you were going to go to Aintree, I'd certainly be thinking about 3 miles.
Yes. And after the disappointment of Pertemps, or the relative disappointment of Pertemps finishing third in the Champion Hurdle, you must be pleased to give JP McManus his first winner of the week.
Well, exactly. I mean, nobody needs reminding what a supporter he is of National Hunt Racing, and of Seven Barrows, to be honest with you. And we've got quite a squad for him here this week, and lovely horses. Now we just need to get on the scoreboard. It's been a bit the wrong colour so far this week.
Yeah, you're keeping us up though.
We're trying, I promise you.
The ground out there, that must be good news for Mr. Fisher in the Ryanair, yes?
Yes, I didn't ask them what they were actually calling it, but I don't think, it's lovely ground, new, fresh course, lovely ground.
And you've got a clutch of runners today. What do you think is your best other chance other than Mr. Fisher, do you think?
I think Mr. Fisher has it's a wide open Ryanair, isn't it? We've got a number of chances, but
Champlain Platinum in the next?
Hopefully run well, yes.
Okay, possibly a quick fire double for JP. Nicky, many congratulations. Best of luck for what remains.
Thanks, Diddy.
Another Irish-bred Cheltenham Festival winner. Contact Irish Thoroughbred Marketing to find yours.
It's another Tattersalls National Hunt winner.
Second race of the day was the Pertemps Network Final Handicap Hurdle, a Grade 3 event over 3 miles and ultra competitive as always. An electric betting heat headed by the Culuntra House representative, the Bosses Oscar, laid out sublimely for this race. They've taken the last 3 editions. Could they land it again? He was sent off the 100-30 favourite.
And so they turn to face up to Robbie Supple, the starter. Flag aloft, waiting for this big field for the Pertemps final. Walking in, and they're off. With a journey of 3 miles ahead of them and 12 flights of hurdles to take in the Pertemps Network Final Handicap Hurdle. And out wide, Potter's Hedger, one of the first to begin. Also, Milliner is prominent, and on the inside, Redford Road, another one in the vanguard with Brinkley as they cross over flight number 1, at which there was a mistake. Racing just on the heels of the leading group by Keeper Hill. Already outpaced at the back of the field is Perfect Man as they go on towards flight number 2. Redford Road on the inside just touches down in front over that second flight, and down at the back of the field is Storm Goddess. Storm Goddess has blundered and seated Tom Buckley at flight number 2. They race on quickly to the third. Redford Road just the leader over Potter's Hedger, who took it in second position, and already detached from the main body of the field is Perfect Man, being ridden along by Oakley Brown as they make their journey now around the dogleg turn, which carries them on towards the 4th flight, which is taken on the climb towards the top of the hill. And it's Redford Road who leads the way to, in second place, Potter's Hedger, and then very keen is You Know What I Mean Harry. He races up on the outside of Copperhead, filling out the first 5, with the Bosses Oscar racing in 6th and Keeper Hill on the outside in 7th as they got over that flight of hurdles. A little slow over that flight was Champagne Platinum racing at the moment alongside Milliner and just in advance of Mrs. Milner as they go now into that top turn. Towards the rear of the field, Come On Teddy at the moment is last but 1. No Comment is last but 2. Also still towards the rear of the field are the likes of Spirit of the Games, and just in advance of that one is Imperial Alcazar as they make the run down the hill for the first time. And it is Redford Road and Sam Twiston Davis who lead the way. To Potter's Hedger racing in 2nd. The grey on the outside is Brinkley, who's improved into 3rd. Copperhead on his inside is in 4th place. In 5th is You Know What I Mean Harry, who's been very keen through the first third of the contest. So too Kansas City Chief on his heels. Anything will do towards the inner. Keeper Hill towards the outside, followed by Milliner as they cross over flight number 5, at which there was a mistake there by Kansas City Chief, and Millie Wanacott has eventually been unseated. So Kansas City Chief is out of the contest at flight number 5. They make the turn into the home straight, a long run now before they cross over the 6th. And it's Redford Road who leads the way. To Potter's Hedger in 2nd, Brinkley is in 3rd. In 4th is Copperhead, followed by You Know What I Mean Harry. Towards the inside is Anything Will Do, followed by Stormer Rising in the pink colours, getting a little closer. The Boss's Oscar on that one's outside, and Keeper Hill is wider still. Milliner is racing in midfield in advance of Mrs. Milner, and next is Dandy Mag. Then Imperial Alcazar, the black and white colours on the inside of Arse Dillon, his stablemate. Then towards the inside, No Comment, who's been given a patient ride, and they've gone over the flight, which will be the last in the circuit's time. Spirit of the Games at the moment only has 3 behind. Everglow towards the rear is already being pushed along. Come On Teddy is last but one, and Perfect Man, who's never really travelled, is at the back of the field, although now he is travelling better than he has for much of the race. They're going through the halfway point in the Pertemps Network final, and it is still Redford Road, but he's getting pressure on the engine now from Potter's Hedger and out wide of the grey Brinkley. Those are still the first 3. Copperhead is racing in fourth and still a little bit keen, followed by You Know What I Mean, Harry, and Anything Will Do, the pale blue towards the inside. The Boss's Oscar is next to break off the loose horse, back to on the outside Keeper Hill alongside Champagne Platinum, and then on the inside Stormer Rising. Rather slow over that flight was Spirit of the Games, who at the moment only has 1 behind, and that is the struggling Perfect Man. Midway down the back straight, Potter's Hedger and Redford Road were still the first 2 as they crossed over that. A mistake at that flight by Keeper Hill, and they race on now towards flight number 9, the last of the trio taken down the back straight. And it was Redford Road who got in a little tight, out-jumped on the outside by Brinkley the Grey, and between those is Potter's Hedges. Those still the first 3. Copperhead racing in 4th. Anything Will Do against the rail is in 5th. You Know What I Mean, Harry, will make this dogleg turn in 6th. The Boss's Oscar is in 7th, as already they make their way towards a 3rd from home. Stormer Rising pushed along to hold a position in front of Mrs. Milner, and then Milliner with on the outside Keeper Hill. Towards the inside is Imperial Alcazar, and then Dandy Mag as they go over the 3rd from home. Come On Teddy is improving, now just beginning to pass 1 or 2 rivals. He's just gone by the likes of Arse Dillon and Everglow, who's still being ridden along. No Comment is still towards the rear of the field with Spirit of the Games, and still detached is Perfect Man. They begin to make the run down the hill. Traffic problems here as Redford Road has checked out. Mrs. Milner was caught on heels, and it is Potter's Hedger who makes his best way down the hill out in front, but only just to Brinkley on the outside, who is now in 2nd. Copperhead is in 3rd. You Know What I Mean, Harry, with on the outside the Boss's Oscar, and then the grey Champagne Platinum, who is creeping into contention. To the inside, Anything Will Do is still there with Every Chance, followed into the race by Imperial Alcazar on the wide outside. Keeper Hill, another one who is getting involved as they go over the 2nd last, and a wall of about 4 or 5 here with Brinkley right there in the firing line, with Potter's Hedger still the first 2. Champagne Platinum gets a good scene right through on the inside for Nico de Boinville, followed into the race by Mrs. Milner, who is picking up. Anything Will Do now under a ride. Dandy Mag is beginning to pick up now towards the far side, followed next by Imperial Alcazar. Meanwhile, the Boss's Oscar is right there on the outside with Every Chance, and it's now Brian Cooper and Mrs. Milner who have now surged the lead. Mrs. Milner, the mare, has gone on, and she's gone clear by a couple of lengths as they now race on towards the 12th and final flight. Mrs. Milner out in front by 3 lengths. The Boss's Oscar was over in 2nd place. Come On Teddy from a long way back is in 3rd. Milliner is back in 4th, followed by Champagne Platinum, but helped by the loose horse on the run to the line. It's another winner for Ireland, and Mrs. Milner has won the Pertemps. It was Mrs. Milner who won, and it's going to be possibly a 1-2 for Ireland as the Boss's Oscar is involved for 2nd place together with Come On Teddy. There was very late gain up the hill from Ask Dillon on the inside, followed home by Champagne Platinum and the rest.
Another one for the Irish. Mrs. Milner takes the Pertemps Network final handicap hurdle at odds of 12-1 for Brian Cooper and Paul Nolan in the colours of Manaverton Limited. The Boss's Oscar was 2nd at 100-30, and it's all about the girls. The theme continues at Cheltenham this week, with Mrs. Milner becoming the 4th mare to win in open company with an absolute demolition in the Pertemps Network final. And she does it despite serious interference during the race, where she was shuffled back through the field, but that did not stunt her momentum, and the mare cruised back into it, given a cool ride from Brian Cooper, who lands his first festival success since Road to Respect in 2017. This mare bolts up the Cheltenham Hill, putting distance between herself and the favourite, the Boss's Oscar, in 2nd. A huge staying on ride from Come On Teddy, who did all his best work late on to finish 3rd.
A 9th Cheltenham Festival success for such a talented rider, Brian Cooper, his first since 2017. Many congratulations. Talk me through the race, because it looks like she got some significant hampering at one stage.
Yeah, I had a grand posse early doors and I was jumping well, but I missed the third last climbing the hill, and it just got a bit crowded. And look, I just had to sit and suffer. And you know, I knew I had a bit of pace, so I didn't want to be. I knew if I did get knocked back a pace or two, I get there easy enough. And I suppose when you're riding for these men, like they don't really give you instructions. They told me this morning you've ridden enough winners here to know, and actually it's great. They've been massive supporters of mine over the last couple of years, and without them, I don't know, would I be here today, being honest. But look, it's great, and I just can't thank them. Jim Coffey, the owner, you mightn't hear his name, but he's putting a lot of money into our game at the minute, and I think he's going to get bigger, and it's just great for them.
It's really good that you mentioned Paul Nolan, the Nolan family, and the support that they have given you, because they were the ones that really stuck by you and helped you to rebuild your career. Yeah, well, I had to start at the bottom and work my way up, and there was nobody going to hold my hand and do it for me. So it was I'm a big boy now, and it was up to me to change things around, and I'm just so grateful, and to be getting these rides and riding for Willie here this week as well, and getting the opportunities. I just have to start enjoying it now again. Absolutely. No, you're now much in demand. Do you think on reflection that getting knocked back might have actually helped? Because obviously this is a course that pays waiting until you deliver. Yeah, I was in no panic, being honest. I had Nico in front of me on Nicky's ladder, and I knew he'd take me into it, so I ended up getting there. I thought they'd take me a bit further, but I knew I'd stay as well, so, and the loose horse helped me out, and that's great. And she was tough as well, because she's come back from a fall here. Yeah, she took a bad fall in Leopardstown, but we'd done plenty of schooling with her, and I knew at the second I was a bit long, and she put down, so she learned from her fall, which was very important, and I was happy to, because there wasn't much daylight around there, but no, she was good. And finally, you've now got a huge ride in the Ryanair on Mellon. Can you be the one to deliver his first Cheltenham Festival success? Well, he's been around as many times as I have here now, but look, I sat him this morning. He's in great order. The ground will help, but look, I'm just delighted to pick up the ride, and hopefully we can be there at the bitter end. Well, it's a deep race, but he's got every chance. Best of luck. Well done. Congratulations.
A Cheltenham winner by Arcana.
Another Irish-bred Cheltenham Festival winner. Contact Irish Thoroughbred Marketing to find yours.
The Grade 1 Ryanair Chase over 2 mile, 4.5 furlongs, and arguably the most open championship race of the week. With question marks around last year's winner Min following his poor display last time at Leopardstown, leading trainer Willie Mullins saddled 3 other challengers, including Allaho, who came in with lots of support before the off, 3-1 from 4-1.
Tape is rethread, flag raised, and they're off for the Grade 1 Ryanair Chase. 17 fences, 2 miles, 4.5 furlongs, and the reigning champion Min will lead them over the first. It was a real cavalry charge to it. Mr. Fisher is right up there. Allaho wants to be a piece of the pace action. Imperial Aura, Mellon, and Samcro on the wide outside, and already they have reached fence number 2. At the back of the field, Tornado Flyer is already being ridden along by Danny Mullins to try and hold a position on the inside at the back of the field, together with Chris's Dream and also Fanion Destraval, as Allaho had the lead over fence number 3. So now quite a long run down the hill before they encounter the 4th fence taken in the home straight, and it's Allaho and Rachel Blackmore who have the lead. Min is racing in 2nd place, and they now have just pushed on by about 3 lengths to Mr. Fisher on the inside of Imperial Aura in 3rd and 4th. Mellon has a wide trip in the early stages. Kalashnikov is off the bit on the inside, already just been ridden along by Jack Quinn, and another one keen to try and hold a position just worse than midfield as they encounter the first of the 4 fences taken in the home straight. Allaho jumped that one quick and economical. Min spent plenty of time in the air. The break now of 3 lengths back to Mr. Fisher and Imperial Aura, and then Mellon on the outside. There was a mistake, just a slight one, by Fakir Dudaré. It was a little bit low over that fence, which was the 5th, and now a slightly longer run on towards fence number 6. So the leader is Allaho, to Min racing in 2nd. Imperial Aura is in 3rd. Mr. Fisher on the inside in 4th. Melon out wide, Fakir Duderi, and then Kalashnikov, followed by Sam Crow. And then on the inside, Tornado Flyer. There was a mistake there by Chris's Dream, who hit that fence pretty hard. And still the back marker Justice Fanion Destraval. This will be the final fence in a circuit's time in what has been a very, very strongly run race so far. Sam Crow blundered at that fence, which was the 7th. So it is Allaho with a circuit to go. Out in front in the Ryanair chase for Rachel Blackmore. To the reigning champion Min and Paul Townend racing in 2nd. A break now of some 5 lengths back to Mr. Fisher, who is racing in 3rd. On the inside of Imperial Aura in 4th. Kalashnikov in 5th. Fakir Duderi is in 6th. Melon is in 7th. Tornado Flyer is in 8th. Fanion Destraval is in 9th. Sam Crow and Chris's Dream complete the roll call as they go over the first fence taken down the back straight. Sam Crow jumped out violently away to his right over that fence, and he now is coming under strong pressure at the back of the field. They go now towards the water jump. Allaho spring-heeled. Min over in 2nd. Very bad mistake by Mr. Fisher in 3rd. Trailed his hind legs through that water jump. Imperial Aura on the outside is in 4th. Kalashnikov and then Fakir Duderi, and this is the first of 2 open ditches in this race. There was a mistake there by Fanion Destraval, who trailed his hind legs through that fence, and Sam Crow has been pulled up before fence number 10. On to the 11th. Allaho led. Min over in 2nd. Mr. Fisher in 3rd. Kalashnikov has now stayed on into 4th. Imperial Aura is already under strong pressure and not finding a great deal at all. He's just been overtaken by Fakir Duderi. Tornado Flyer is about to go by him as they take the open ditch to the top of the hill, and it was Allaho who had the lead over Min, and these two are still well clear of the rest as they continue to climb now, entering the final 3/4 of a mile of the Ryanair, and Allaho and Rachel Blackmore have the lead as they reach the top of the hill. To Min in 2nd, then in 3rd Kalashnikov, staying on the inside of Mr. Fisher, then Fakir Duderi and Tornado Flyer. There's a break of a further 6 lengths back to Fanion Destraval, who is next, and they're racing now on towards the 4th from home, and Allaho comes to it. His lead there only a length and a half over Min in 2nd, then Mr. Fisher in 3rd, Kalashnikov in 4th, Fakir Duderi is in 5th, Tornado Flyer in 6th, then 8 lengths back to Fanion Destraval as they make the run down the hill now and on towards the 3rd from home, and Allaho has taken no prisoners, attacks this 3rd from home. The lead there a couple of lengths, a mistake by Mr. Fisher towards the outside. Min is still there in 2nd. Kalashnikov hard driven to try and get through on his inside, but it's Allaho who is clear now by some 7 lengths to Kalashnikov, who stayed on into 2nd. From a long way back, Fakir Duderi is staying on in 3rd. He's followed into the race by Tornado Flyer. Min looks held. Mr. Fisher is pulled up, and they're racing towards the 2nd last. Allaho comes to it and is over safely. Allaho still has a lead of some 8 lengths over Kalashnikov in 2nd. Fakir Duderi is in 3rd. Tornado Flyer is in 4th. The others at long intervals. The final fence, Allaho didn't get very high, but he's still clear by 8 lengths. Fakir Duderi on the outside now, just steals 2nd from Kalashnikov. Tornado Flyer may pick up a piece of it, but he's absolutely beaten by the winner, the emphatic winner, the brilliant winner of the Ryanair chase. Allaho has given Willie Mullins a record 4th win in the Ryanair. Allaho wins for Rachel Blackmore. They took no prisoners, and they have won clearly the race for the place between Fakir Duderi and on the outside Tornado Flyer, Kalashnikov, and only 5 will finish. Fanion Destraval was the last to get home.
A rip-roaring success from Allaho and Rachel Blackmore. Willie Mullins in the colours of Cheveley Park Stud wins at odds of 3-1. Second, Fakir Duderi at 11-2, and third, Tornado Fly at 25-1. Rachel Blackmore controls the Ryanair from start to finish and whips her rival into submission with a really aggressive ride on Allaho, and it is a 4th festival winner of the week, a 2nd championship race after Honeysuckle on day 1, and another winner for Cheveley Park Stud after Sir Gerhard yesterday. And the drama of Envoy Land for these owners is put to one side after this superlative display from Allaho, perhaps the most visually impressive winner of the week for Rachel Blackmore, and she just shows again her astuteness and intelligence in the saddle. Allaho just loved it out there, skipping from fence to fence and galloping relentlessly with such zest and enthusiasm. A first French-bred winner of the week too for this son of No Risk At All, who at the age of 7 looks to have the world at his feet.
And Rachel is as exhilarated as everybody else of that performance from Allaho. Just such a powerful galloping and jumping performance from the front.
Yeah, it was incredible. He jumped and he galloped everywhere. You know, he was a dream to ride, and you know, he was obviously stepping him back was the thing to do, and he's just able to gallop and jump, and you know, he was able to keep up that relentlessness. It's only when I came back in and people are all kind of saying we went some gallop, but you know, he felt in his comfort zone everywhere, I suppose, and yeah, so fantastic.
And you were saying to me, you know, what were they doing in behind? Well, they were crumbling because the pace that you were setting, the others couldn't jump at that pace.
Yeah, just the sheer ability of the horse, I suppose, to be able to do that. And yeah, it was a dream ride. And as I say, I didn't feel out of my comfort zone at any stage. And yeah, it's brilliant.
And you were quick to mention yesterday after Sir Gerhard won the bumper in those colours, that you were thinking about the Thompson family and how significant these successes will still be to them.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a disappointing start to the day for them, but look, Envoy Allen's up and he's okay, and so is Jack, so that's the main thing. They'll live to fight another day, and yeah, very grateful to them for being so supportive of me, and giving me, you know, the opportunities on their horses.
Well, you've seized them with a different and contrasting front running ride here. Do you think this is his niche? Do you think being able to aggressively force over this kind of trip is what sees the best in him?
Work today anyway.
Yeah, I reckon we're probably seeing that. Stupid question.
Thanks, Lydia.
And just one last thought. Looking ahead to the A Plus Tard, could you make it a fantastic treble for the GP Park Stud?
Yeah, look, he's got an unbelievable chance. Album Photo's the horse to beat in it, and yeah, we'll be giving it our best shot.
And you're top of the jockey table with 4 winners now. Powering on.
Yeah, unbelievable. Call it off now.
No, we want to see more. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you. Thanks.
Every year, from about 4 weeks out from the festival, we get owners ringing us up and people saying this horse has drifted like a barge pole. You know, has he got only 3 legs and things like that? And we're sort of used to it now. We don't mind it, and usually it's a good sign when it happens.
I think you found Allaho's niche, haven't you?
Yes, it looks like that. I mean, I was hoping that he could do that over 3 miles, and he might someday. Might do it on a track like Kempton, maybe King George. I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe I'm talking myself into something that we shouldn't be doing, but I'll have a word with Richard Thompson and Mrs. Thompson, and you know, Chris Richardson in Cheveley Park. They'll have their view on the thing as well. So, and we'll discuss it with our team. But certainly, he's awesome over that trip.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see him switching those kind of tactics ideally to Kempton.
The first thing I did when Rachel came in, I lifted the number cloth to see if the lead cloth was there, because it looked like he was just going around with Rachel, sort of 8.5 stone of Rachel or whatever weight she is.
And the only horse that could lay up with him at all was Min, but Paul was saying he was jumping big and he was under pressure for long.
He was jumping too big. There's some little thing there somewhere. When a horse does that, they're feeling something. So we'll have to try and figure out what that is.
And Mellon couldn't really get into it and execute those tactics that he likes.
He jumped about 3 fences and that was it. And I could see Brian, he just wasn't going for him. Whether the ground was too good, I don't know. He didn't say it to me that he was shouldery. Brian didn't say that there was anything wrong with him. He just wasn't going.
I think it was just the power that Allaho showed. And did you find out really that dropping back in trip and the way that you rode, had him ridden at Thurles last time, that was the ideal for him? Yeah,
I mean, the ground was, I wanted to give him another run after Thurles, but the ground was so heavy in Thurles, it took a fair bit out of him. And then the other place, I think I was going to Goran, and that was really bottomless. And I said, no, let's bring him here a little fresher. And it worked on the day.
And this must have put a spring back in your step, because I'm sure, I mean, you've had a really good week, but I'm sure you were a little bit despondent about Chacun Pour yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Concertista getting beat, who was my banker for the week, and Chacun Pour, they're sort of body blows. Yes, it's coming out of Cheltenham yesterday with the double and 3 winners in the bag. We didn't hop, skip and jump out of the place. I mean, it's great when you have a winner in Cheltenham. It just shows you how hard it is. You know, we brought over a great team, and it's starting to shape up now, and we've good chances tomorrow, I think, and probably a nice chance in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle today, but they're all hard fought.
Which one in the Mayor's Novice Hurdle, Willie?
I think Glens of Antrim, she's a maiden, but she's improving all the time. It's going to be tight, but she's one that's probably a little bit unexposed.
Okay, and
Yeah.
Bacardi's in the next. Obviously, he's been third in this race before. Is it a bit too quick for him out there?
I don't think ground's too quick. I just think he just probably finds this race too good for him. I'm hoping that he can make a first four finish, but I think the quicker ground might suit him actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, best of luck with him, and I'll see you back after the mares from the sound
Well
of
done.
things.
Thanks.
The 305 Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, the Grade 1 over 3 miles, and the only English favourite of the day, the 2019 hero Paisley Park, have been brought back to full health this season in sublime fashion by trainer Emma Lavelle. Could Paisley Park join Tiger Roll as the second comeback kid of the festival? He was sent off the 9-4 favourite.
So they turn to face the starter, walking forward now, and they're off for the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle Grade 1 over 3 miles, and Flooring Porter on the inside will claim the early lead. Vindication out wide of Lisnagar Oscar, and those three in a line across the track, followed in fourth by You Never Call. Lil Rockefeller is hustled up to the inside to try and go prominent as they cross over the first. Lil Rockefeller made a mistake. Vindication was a little slow in the air. Held up at the back of the field, Bacardi's together with the Storyteller and Reserve Tank and Paisley Park, as they've already reached flight number 2 of the 12, and they're all safely over. So it's Flooring Porter and Danny Mullins who lead the way to Lisnagar Oscar on the outside of You Never Call and Lil Rockefeller. Vindication is driven into that towards the wide outside. Sam Spinner is next to the field, followed by If the Cap Fits, and then Side of Burley, who's on the inside of Beacon Edge. Beacon Edge racing just in advance of Fury Road, who's towards the outside of Paisley Park, and then Main Fact as they take this dogleg turn. The Storyteller and Reserve Tank, and the back marker is Bacardi's as they reach flight number 4 on the climb to the top of the hill, and Flooring Porter has a lead of a neck over Lil Rockefeller, who jumps it in second. Lisnagar Oscar was over in third, and they're all safely over that flight of hurdles. Sam Spinner was just ridden away from that flight of hurdles. He's racing at the moment in 5th place to the inside of Vindication, and now they begin to freewheel down the hill. And Flooring Porter's lead is a length and a half over Lil Rockefeller racing in second. Lisnagar Oscar is in third. You Never Call against the rail in fourth. Vindication is in fifth, and then Sam Spinner in sixth. A break then of about 2.5 lengths to Beacon Edge, who leads the second wave, followed then by Sire du Berlay, who's on the inside of If the Cap Fits. And next is Fury Road, who's up on the outside of Paisley Park. The Storyteller just beginning to make a bit of ground on their inside. Reserve Tank has only got a couple behind him. One is Main Fact, the other is Bacardi's, and this is flight number 5. And the leader was Flooring Porter over that flight of hurdles. Bacardi's was just ridden away from that flight for a couple of strides, and also just niggled away from the flight was Reserve Tank on the inside. So they make the turn into the home straight, not yet at halfway in the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, and it's Danny Mullins and Flooring Porter who lead the way to Lil Rockefeller, Bryony Frost in second. Lisnagar Oscar, last year's winner, Harry Skelton towards the outside with Vindication for company. On the inside, You Never Call together with Sam Spinner. Then creeping closer, both Beacon Edge and Sire du Berlay, who's towards the inside. Paisley Park is on their tail, followed by the Storyteller and If the Cap Fits, and then Main Fact, and they go over the flight, which were the last in a circuit's time. And as they do so, it is Flooring Porter who leads them on towards halfway in the Stayers. So it is Flooring Porter out in front. You Never Call now into second. Lil Rockefeller on his outside is in third. Sam Spinner in fourth. On the inside of Lisnagar Oscar in fifth. Vindication out wide is in sixth, and in seventh Beacon Edge. On the inside side of Burlay rounds out the first 8. Paisley Park is next, followed by the Storyteller on the inside of If the Cap Fits, and then Fury Road, Main Fact, Bacardi's, and the back marker and ridden along by Robbie Power is Reserve Tank. So they've gone through their starting point and on now towards flight number 7. And the leader, Flooring Porter, and a faller there is Lisnagar Oscar. Lisnagar Oscar has gone at flight number 7. So the reigning Stayers champion is out of the race. They go now over the 8th. Flooring Porter still the leader, to in second position You Never Call, and then Lil Rockefeller and Vindication and Sam Spinner and Beacon Edge and If the Cap Fits and Paisley Park, and then Saidu Berlay as they cross over that next flight of hurdles. Reserve Tank is now tailing off at the back of the field, and just scanning back, Liz Lagar-Oscar is up on his feet okay, and so too is rider Harry Skelton. They've reached the top of the hill, and they're going now towards the third from home in the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle, and Flooring Porter still leads the parade. To You Never Call on the inside, just second. Vindication is in third. Lil Rockefeller is in fourth. Beacon Edge getting a little closer. A mistake there by Sam Spinner. He may have been beaten at the time. He's dropping right back through the field now as they begin to make the run down the hill. At this point, Aidan Coleman is just urging Paisley Park to pick it up a little bit now. He's going to try and follow through that leading group. He's hit a bit of a flat spot, however, as they make the run down the hill with a half mile to go. Flooring Porter has the lead. Vindication on the outside now in second. You Never Call and Beacon Edge in third and fourth. Saidu Berlay is being driven towards the inside. Then If the Cap Hits, and then on the outside Paisley Park. He's now got clear sailing. Fury Road is creeping into contention. So too Bacardi's towards the back of that main group together with the Storyteller. And here's the second last. And Flooring Porter will just have the lead. Didn't get very high. To in second place now is Beacon Edge. And he's now sent in pursuit of this long-time leader. But Flooring Porter is still going really well for Danny Mullins. And he's out in front by 3 lengths to Beacon Edge in second. Saidu Berlay and then Paisley Park. He's now beginning to pick it up on the wide outside for Aidan Coleman. They're racing inside the final quarter mile. Still one flight to take. Flooring Porter being held together by Danny Mullins. Beacon Edge now to within 2 lengths of the hands of Sean Flanagan. Then Paisley Park. On the far side is Saidu Berlay, Vindication and the Storyteller next. The final flight for Flooring Porter, led by 3 lengths to Beacon Edge in second. Then Saidu Berlay. Flooring Porter wandering but still leads by 3 lengths to Saidu Berlay in second, but they won't catch Flooring Porter. He makes every single yard for Danny Mullins, and Flooring Porter has won the Stayers Hurdle. Saidu Berlay in second, Paisley Park followed home by Beacon Edge, the Storyteller, and Vindication next.
Flooring Porter floors his rivals at odds of 12-1 for Danny Mullins, Gavin Cromwell and the Flooring Porter Syndicate. Second, Saidu Berlay at 5-1 and third, Paisley Park, the 9-4 favourite. Well, one of the most upwardly mobile horses in training in UK and Ireland floors them in the Stayers, leading from start to finish under Danny Mullins, who picks up a last-minute ride after regular jockey Johnny Moore was unable to take it due to a last-minute injury this morning. Thoughts with Johnny? And this horse was rated 1-2-2 in June last year and has been brought along with perfection by his trainer Gavin Cromwell. And this horse just keeps on getting better. And like Rachel Blackmore the race before, Danny Mullins controlled the race and kept on pulling out more to prove himself the leading stayer, beating dual Pertemps winner Saidu Berlay and Paisley Park in third in some style.
And Danny, that was an awesome performance on Flooring Porter. What a way to get your first Cheltenham Festival success. But I'm sure your first thought as you crossed the line was for Jonathan Moore.
Definitely. Jonathan has done all the work with this horse. It's been well flagged up that he hasn't been simple. And, you know, I got the call up an hour beforehand. It's a very simple job. I'm a professional jockey. That's what I'm supposed to be able to do, to step in. But it wouldn't have been made possible without Jonathan Moore and Gavin. And, you know, in a difficult position for Jonathan, it had to be in bittersweet, making that decision that he wasn't in good shape this morning. And credit to him, you know, he wanted to give the owners a great chance at winning the race and gave me every bit of information he could beforehand, made my job very simple. And, you know, I'm delighted to get my first Cheltenham winner, but I'm maybe 2% of what's won today. 98% goes to the rest of the team.
You're very generous, but rightly so. It speaks to Jonathan's professionalism, doesn't it, that he did that. What did he tell you about this horse?
I couldn't tell you at all, or he mightn't win on him in Punchestown.
Because he's not the most straightforward. Gavin was worried about him going out to his left on this course with the lack of an inside rail. Was that an issue at all for you?
No, in fairness, and being an outsider looking in the lead up to Cheltenham, I thought that definitely would have been an issue. But in fairness to Jonathan, he didn't have any worries about that, and he gave me a good insight into him. And You know, I remember when I started riding over jumps, Paul Carberry was always a great man for advice, and he would always say, be in their mind, not their mouth, and it's kind of worked.
That's a great line. And it's such a powerful gallop that he set, and yet he was able to sustain it. For such a young horse, he's tremendously hardy.
Definitely, you know, sitting in Leopardstown watching him the last day, I was expecting halfway down the back, when is this lad going to fold? And against some very good stayers in Ireland, he kept the gallop up and won very well. And, you know, that Dublin Festival form all round has really been frank this week. It's a testament to some very good horses.
It very much is. And rightly, you've given due praise to Jonathan, but you must be able to reflect on your first Cheltenham Festival winner, because we remember when your mum just touched you off in the Albert Bartlett with Martella Tower and how she was speechless, and she had mixed emotions that day as well. What does this success mean to you?
It's fantastic. You know, I never doubted that the winner would come. It's great that it's here and it's on the CV now. But, you know, as my mother, father, all the Mullins team, we all get behind each other, and all's fair in love and war. My mother beat me here before, and if it came down to it again, she'd have no problem doing the same thing. I'd probably like to beat her on a different horse. That's racing. And if you no longer have the will to win, give up.
Well, Danny, I don't think anybody doubted that it was going to come, and may there be many more. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And it's a very proud Gavin Cromwell that we can talk to after that success from Flowing Porter. That was a mighty success. I don't think you ever doubted it, did you not?
Oh, well, I can't say that, but yeah, fantastic performance. The horse is a huge engine, and look, a brilliant ride by Danny, and very unfortunate that Jonathan Moore couldn't ride him. He made a decision this morning that he just wouldn't give the horse justice. You know, he got a terrible fall on Sunday, and he was sore all week, and he thought that he would be okay to ride, and you know, great thanks to him to make a decision like that. It's a huge call.
It's a really mature decision on the part of the team, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Putting the team first.
Yeah. Absolutely, and you know, he couldn't be more grateful for, and he recommended, he thought Danny would suit the horse, and he's a quirky horse, and he's not straightforward, and you know, they had a good chat about it, and everything went to plan.
What did you make as you were watching? Were you happy at all stages? Because you were worried about the lack of inside rail, weren't you?
I was, and due to lack of experience, I walked the track with Johnny yesterday evening, and I saw the lovely running rail on the outside on the way up the straight. I thought she'll be fine when he gets to that.
And he set such a powerful gallop there. I mean, there was no question of, you know, him slipping the field or anything like that. He just went to the front and kept on galloping all the way to the line. I mean, he's such a hardy horse for such a young horse. How come?
Yeah, I don't know. He just has a massive engine, and you know, he's not that big, and he's slight enough, but he clearly has a huge engine.
And with that kind of run style, do you feel you can get the kind of longevity that you need for this kind of race? Because if we think back, we've got multiple winners like Ingles Drever and Big Bucks. Big Bucks won his first Stayers Hurdle at the age of Flowing Porter is now. Can you see this horse as being able to come back and reproduce that?
Yeah, well, it's not something I've really thought about, to be honest. It was about today, but
you can now.
Yeah, so look at it. Sure, we'll take it as it comes, and he's a very sound horse, and very willing, and hopefully he stays right. You know, he has youth on his side.
And this is your second Cheltenham Festival success after the much missed Espoir d'Allen won the champion hurdle a couple of seasons ago. What is this success going to mean to you and your team?
Sure, look, it's massive. You know, when Espoir d'Allen won, you know, people think it's an accident, and to be able to come back and do it again, you know, to win another race, and a championship race like that, it's brilliant.
Yeah. And do you only do the banner races at Cheltenham? Do you think you've got some chances of winning some of the others the rest of the week?
No. Look, we've three runners tomorrow, and one in the county, one in the Martin Pipe, and one in the Albert Bartlett. So I think they're all in good nick, and hopefully they'll do justice.
Well, I wish you the very best of luck, and huge congratulations here. I love the way you train. Much deserved success. Well done.
Thanks, Lydia. Thank you.
Cheers. Jonathan Moore has kindly joined me after seeing the success of Flowing Porter in the Stayers Hurdle. Bittersweet moment, I know, for you, but you must be so proud of what the horse has achieved and what you've helped him to achieve.
Yeah, listen, probably made the toughest decision of my life this morning. When I stepped aside, I rode out this morning, and I wasn't fit to ride, and I broke into tears telling Gavin that I wasn't able to ride today. And Gavin, in fairness to him, it was brilliant support. He says, I'm leaving the decision entirely up to you. And it was such a hard moment because I knew this horse had such a great chance, and he's been a brilliant horse in my career. Gave me my first grade run winner, and just a brilliant horse. Danny gave him a great ride. Gavin asked me, who should we get? I said, get Danny. Brilliant man from the front. And as I said, bittersweet moment, but I'm delighted for the horse. I'm delighted for the Flooring Porter syndicate. I'm delighted for Gavin and all the team. Obviously, it's tough for me to take it as well, but yes, it's a great day for everyone involved.
It's a mature decision, a professional decision, and a team decision, and it reflects really, really well on you. What was it that you told? What was it about Danny, first of all, that you thought was ideal for Flooring Porter?
Flooring Porter is a quirky sort, and I always, after his last two starts, I've seen he's best effective in front. Danny's a brilliant man from the front, and I knew if Flooring Porter had a few quirks, Danny's a good, strong lad that would straighten him up and keep him ironed out. And when I was actually lying at the back of the second last in Naas the other day after I got the bad fall, I was thinking in my head, I'm not going to be able to ride. Who would I get? And that was the first man with every jockey available. I thought Danny would be the man for him. And then obviously as the week went on, I thought I might be able to ride. I was fine walking, I can run, I can do all that. But as soon as I got up on a horse to canter, my mid-layer section, I wasn't able to keep balanced or anything. It was just too painful. So yeah, as I said, then I said to Gavin, get Danny. And in fairness to Gavin, he listened to me, and Gavin's done a great job with this horse too. A lot of credit to him. He put him away after Leopardstown at Christmas. Said, we're not running this horse till Cheltenham. And what a great decision that was. He runs well fresh. Yeah, I know I'm waffling on here.
No, you're not. No, you're not, Jonathan. I'm listening to every word.
I'm absolutely over the moon for the team and for Gavin and for the horse. People said the horse got a freebie in Leopardstown. I said no, he didn't. This horse has an unbelievable engine. He proved that today.
Yes.
And hopefully I get a day on him, but I'm just delighted for everyone today.
Well, I was just about to suggest that to you. Such a dominant staying performance there, such a young horse going out to the front and getting all the others at it. The upside for you is that you can envisage surely being on him this time next year.
Yeah, well, listen, that's the only thing that's keeping me sane at the moment, and hopefully he comes back here and is as good as form next year and he keeps improving, and hopefully he'll have a lot of fun with this for years to come.
Jonathan, I'm sure we're going to see you many times in the winter enclosure here at the Cheltenham Festival, hopefully on Flooring Porter this time next year. You've spoken really generously and really well about your decision. It was a tough decision, but you know what's right, and I think everyone recognises that. Bad luck, but well done as well for the making of this horse. Thanks for coming over and chatting.
Thanks very much, Lydia.
Thank you.
Another Irish-bred Cheltenham Festival winner. Contact Irish Thoroughbred Marketing to find yours.
The Paddy Power Plate Handicap Chase over 2 mile, 4.5 furlongs was up next, and the handicap success story of the year, the Shunter, has landed a great wood and a more battle hurdle already this season and was attempting a festival success for a remarkable £100,000 bonus for the Emmett Mullins yard. Could he repeat his success over hurdles, back over fences? He was sent off the 9-4 favourite.
Cool Cody's got a good position on the inside if he wants to lead as he did in the Paddy Power Gold Cup this time. They're off. And Cool Cody up with the pace. The Shunter ridden forward in the light blue jacket. Farkless not far away with Paddy's Poem and Kilteely Briggs and Two Taps on the outside as they clear fence number 1 in this Paddy Power Plate Handicap Chase. Quickly onto the second. And the Shunter, Two Taps, Kilteely Briggs in the maroon sleeves. Followed then behind runners by Paddy's Poem and Cool Cody on the inside. Not far off them is Top Notch and then the grey Farkless, followed by another grey Caribbean Boy. On the inside is Sully Dock as they jump fence number 3. They're followed further back by the Unit, and towards the outside Maypole Class in the dark blue and orange jacket just out wide of Old Grangewood. Further back then to Assemble, who's out wide. Back on the inside is Happy Diva, the inside of Feast du de Riz. Then Champagne Court, Mr. Whitaker is towards the rear with Huntsman's Son. And dead right in the noseband is just about the back marker. Making the bottom left-hand turn, and Kilteely Briggs has now come through to lead the field under Adrian Heskin from Two Taps, and then Cool Cody and the Shunter still right there over on the inside, followed by Paddy's Poem and Farkless as they rise over this one, and they're all safely over with Champagne Court probably just the back marker. Kilteely Briggs and the Shunter, Two Taps and Cool Cody and Paddy's Poem, and then out wide is Top Notch in the white cap, followed by Sully Dock, and they are followed then by Farkless and Caribbean Boy, Old Grangewood, Happy Diva, the unit, and then Assemble. Back in the field is A Wave of the Sea in the JP Colours white cap, Maypole Class just to the outside of him, and then Feast du de Riz and Huntsman's Son on the inside. Mr. Whitaker is further back from dead right, and Champagne Court amongst the back markers still. On towards the fence in front of the stands, and it's Kilteely Briggs that shows the way to the Shunter, and Two Taps over just third. On the outside is Top Notch in the green cheek pieces, followed by Cool Cody, and then behind those Paddy's Poem. Farkless and Assembler together, followed by Sully Dock and Old Grangewood in the pink jacket. Happy Divas up the inside in the midfield, alongside Caribbean Boy in the unit, and then behind these is Maypole Class out wide of A Wave of the Sea. Feast du de Riz is further back from Huntsman's Son. Then Eamon and Kernick towards the rear now with Champagne Court, also dead right, and Mr. Whitaker. On down the hill towards a plain fence, and Kilteely Briggs is the first to rise over safely a half length to the Shunter, and Two Taps and Paddy's Poem, and out wide Top Notch, and then Cool Cody in the noseband back in about 6th or 7th place, and Assemble out wide as they move on now to the water jump. And over this, Kilteely Briggs over safely, just ahead of the Shunter. They've got a break of a couple of lengths on the others, who are headed by Cool Cody, and then Two Taps and Paddy's Poem. Now an open ditch, and Kilteely Briggs was very long there and brushed through the birch, just about made it to the other side, to the landing side. The Shunter second, Two Taps third, Cool Cody on the inside, Paddy's Poem. Cool Cody went through that one. Out wide is Top Notch, then Old Grangewood. Round the inside still is Sully Dock. Farkless is pushed along, and then behind these Assemble is out wide of Old Grangewood. Happy Diva is behind these from Huntsman's Son as they now jump an open ditch going up the hill on the far side. Bad blunder from Feast du de Riz there at the rear of the field. Mr. Whitaker's not really travelling very well at the moment. On towards the next. This is 5 out they're coming to, and it's Kilteely Briggs and the Shunter. Kilteely Briggs 1, the Shunter 2. Paddy's Poem right there. Another mistake from Feast du de Riz. Dead right is right out the back with Mr. Whitaker. Turning left-handed at the top of the hill and on towards 4 out. Kilteely Briggs from the Shunter, Two Taps, then Cool Cody, Paddy's Poem, and then on the outside Top Notch is still right there jumping this one. Farkless was over next from Old Grangewood, and then round the inside still is Sully Dock. Out wide A Wave of the Sea in a white cap is making ground now to the outside of Assemble, and then the unit behind these, and then Happy Diva as they run down towards the third last fence. Kilteely Briggs on the inside, the Shunter in the light blue jacket right alongside there, over 3 out, chased by Cool Cody. Paddy's Poem, Two Taps trying to squeeze through. Top Notch with every chance on the outside. They're followed by Old Grangewood. Assemble is out wide as well as they swing for home. Sully Dock back on the inside, and the Shunter takes it up. The Shunter kicks on past Kilteely Briggs. They are followed by Top Notch, and then behind these is Cool Cody. Huntsman's Son is one that's running on from the back, and Old Grangewood out wide. Over 2 out the Shunter, challenged by Top Notch and Old Grangewood, and then Assemble behind these, and Farkless and Cool Cody and Kilteely Briggs, but it's the Shunter who's kicked away going towards the final fence. The Shunter is over, only 2 lengths clear of Top Notch. Coming home well is Farkless, who's been under pressure for some time. The Shunter on the far side, chased down by Farkless all the way up the hill, but it's the Greatwood Hurdle winner, the Shunter, who's going to win again at Cheltenham, this time over fences in the Paddy Power Plate. What a money spinning horse. Farkless second, tight for third, Top Notch on the near side of Cool Cody, and then Assemble.
Gamble well and truly landed. The Shunter wins for Jordan Gainford and Emmett Mullins in the colours of Paul Byrne. Second was Farclaw at 5-1. Third, Top Notch at 50-1. Fourth, Cool Cody at 22-1. From one fairy tale story to the other at the Cheltenham Festival today, with trainer Emmett Mullins pulling off one of the most incredible victories of the season. The shunter, who is unbeaten in 18 starts before joining Emmett Mullins, now adds a Paddy Power plate to his Greatwood and More Battle Hurdle victories this season. A £100,000 bonus to the well-deserved connections who have had a whirlwind year with this horse. And the man on board, the conditional Jordan Gainford, gives him a ride full of confidence, getting the horse to pull out just enough at the line from the flying home Far Class in second, and a really admirable run from the old boy Top Notch in third.
Emmett Mullins joins me now after the latest success from the shunter, his first Cheltenham Festival success after so many great exploits with this horse this season. How does that feel?
Unbelievable. Roller coaster all season, but we just keep getting higher.
This horse is amazing. Just the improvement that you found from him. Tell me about how you spotted him.
To be fair, Paul sourced him on his own. He picked him out. It's Christmas last year, and I'm not sure where he came across him or what, but
you're glad he did.
It seems like a very wise move.
And an 18 race maiden when you got him. What did you do to help bring about this rapid rise?
We just pressed reset. He went out to the field and brought him in, started from scratch, and we just don't know how good he is or where to stop. He hasn't done anything since Kelso. Everyone kept asking me, is he in good form? I says, I don't know. We haven't done anything. It's a funny one. It's the less done the better with him, and so you never really know. But that's him, and he's happy, and we're just glad to be along for the ride.
He says it's the racecourse, and you've been mixing hurdles and chasing and sort of keeping him interested, and seems to be working.
We schooled him at the weekend to see if we go over fences, and it went horrendous. There's no other way to describe it, and we had to have a think about it. But just he's so much fight in him that when the blood's up, he's just tuned in, and he's marvellous.
Given the horrendous schooling, it was quite a bold ride, therefore, that Jordan gave him.
Jordan never knew anything.
Best keep that from
him.
No,
we filled him with confidence. Everything was hunky-dory, but Jordan knew nothing. But he gave him a marvellous ride. He was very good. For a £7 claimer to go out there and he rode it pure on instinct. I just told him jump out in the front line, ride as you find it, and it was pure instinct, and he was very good.
He was. It speaks of huge maturity to be able to come here and ride two favourites for Cheltenham Festival races and give them both excellent rides, particularly the shunter. How about you? What does this mean to your career? Because you're fast getting everybody's attention.
Yeah, I'm still trying to hide away. I had to recompose myself a bit after the race. But it's unbelievable. Still, only half an hour ago, I saw Danny in the same position here, and I was standing behind the wall behind you, and I was trying to catch his eye and make a joke of him, and I'm just glad he's not here now.
Well, many congratulations. I hope it's first of many post-race Cheltenham Festival winning interviews. Many congratulations.
Please God, thanks very much.
Thank you. Well, the meteoric rise of Jordan Gainford continues with his first Cheltenham Festival success on the shunter. What's that like?
It's something I never experienced before, anyway, I can tell you that. It's just a different feeling. It's unbelievable. I cannot believe it. He's a class bit of a horse. It just shows, and fair play to Emmett and the owners. It's a big ass to let a £7 claimer ride a horse with such a calibre to ride in a race like this. I just cannot thank them enough. It's unbelievable.
I can see you're a bit dazed. I'm not surprised that you are. What were you feeling this morning? You had two favourites for two Cheltenham Festival races that you were interested to ride. What was that feeling like this morning?
It's a feeling that I never had before, to be honest. It's something that I try to keep in the back of my head and not overthink about it too much. Look, I have great support around me. I was talking to David Russell yesterday morning before my first ride yesterday, and he just filled me with confidence. He told me not to get too worked up about it. He said ride it like you rode every other race. He said it's a bit different, all right, but just keep that in the back of your head. And just a massive thanks, another person, a big he's after helped me so much since I started, and that's Barry O'Neill. He's a champion amateur jockey in Ireland, and I worked with him since I started riding horses, and he's just a man. He filled me with confidence. I was on the phone to him this morning, he said, look what he said, go out there and enjoy yourself and just ride your race. He said, don't overthink it, and I just try not get too worked up, and that's what I try to do. And I just can't thank everyone enough. Emmett, owners, fair play to the horse. Like he travelled over here 12 days ago and had a hard race over 2 miles, step back up and trip today around the course like this in a competitive race. It's fair play to the horse as well, you know. It's unreal. I can't believe it.
You will be able to believe it in time. You'll be able to look back and watch the video and see what you did. You've got some wise heads clearly helping you. Tell me about your background and how you got into riding.
A friend called Pierce Rogan, he works just many point yards around Wexford where I am, and I would have started riding ponies with him, and then I went with JJ Slevin. He plenty of rides here this week. He was a massive help to me starting off, and his father Shay and Liz. Look, they're great. They were great to me. I finished up there. I was there for 5 years. I started with Colin Baugh, who's a top class man with pointers in Ireland and also on the track. And I got in with him, and I'm there from 5 years. And unfortunately, Pointing's not coming back this year, so I decided to turn conditional. And I'm in Gordon Elliott's 3 mornings a week, Gordon Elliott's 3 mornings a week, and Denise has been very good. Put me up on some great horses, and I've had some great opportunities, and I just can't thank everyone enough. It's unreal.
It seems like it's all happening very quickly to us, but then actually you've just given all of that, and actually it's the product of a lot of graft, a lot of application, and just taking the opportunities when you've been given them. Would that be fair?
Yeah, look, I suppose I don't know. This opportunity I got today, like it's massive from Mr. Burns to take a chance like this on a 7-pound claimer. You know, on Emmett, it's a big ask. It's something I never thought I'd have anyway, and to cross the line in front is just a feeling that's just unbelievable. And
talk me, just the last question, to just talk me through the race, because we haven't actually discussed how it went for you. It looked like it was a bold, aggressive ride that you gave him.
Yeah, Emma told me to just be very confident at the start. He said they'll probably go hard, he said, and if they're not, he said don't be afraid to go to let him on. And he's that sort of a buzzy horse. He's a hood arm, so luckily he's very enthusiastic from winning 12 days ago. Like with a hard race, I had a lovely posse early, away from the stands. He got a little bit lit up. I tried to keep him covered, and I just had to go forward and not disappoint him. No, down the back, Adrian Heskin was a good help to me. He just said, look, he said, don't panic, you're in the right place, don't panic. We were going plenty hard. I gave him a squeeze at 1 or 2 at the top of the hill, and look, he got a little bit deep. It was a bit probably stupid down the hill. I just thought I saw one, and maybe he could have came, but he chipped in for me luckily and brushed out to the top of it. I turned in running away. He took me there very easily, and down to the second last he wondered a little bit. I thought I was getting there too soon, and I sort of half knew I had plenty of horse. Down to the last I didn't want to force him with chipping in down the hill, and look, it can be a tricky fence there in front of the stand, and once he heard something coming to him after the last, he really battled the whole way to the line. It's unreal. He's a tough horse.
It's a vivid description of the race. Emmett's just confessed that he schooled awfully at the weekend, actually, and he was keeping it from you because he didn't want to interfere with your confidence, and you've ridden him absolutely beautifully, Jordan. Jordan, I've got a feeling this is going to be the first of many, many times with you standing here. Many congratulations, and you better believe it, you can watch it back this evening and enjoy that success. Well done.
Lovely. Thanks a million. Thank you.
Another Irish-bred Cheltenham Festival winner. Contact Irish Thoroughbred Marketing to find yours.
The 4:15 was the Parnell Properties Mares Novices Hurdle, the Grade 2 event over 2 mile and 1 furlong, and Willie Mullins has dominated this race since its inception, and he was throwing 4 darts at this year's renewal. Royal Kahala was looking to give Peter Fahey his first Cheltenham Festival winner though, and was sent off the 9-2 favourite.
Looks fairly orderly at the moment. Glens of Antrim to the 4 with the Glancing Queen, who's got a big white blaze, also white blaze Rosie's Hollow, and they're off and racing for this Parnell Properties Mares Novices Hurdle Grade 2 and on towards the first of 8 flights. And Glens of Antrim, Magic Days away to the left in the black sleeves, hops over possibly just in front. Gauloise is handy far side with Rosie's Hollow in the white cap. The grey is Martello Sky to the near side of Perfect Myth, and the Glancing Queen, Alavina, over on the inside then from Sky Ace. Ponteval is next from Royal Kahala. Hook Up is held up towards the rear of the field. The field are quite well strung out early. The pace looking pretty honest, with Will Victory towards the inside at the rear of the field, along with Mighty Blue. And Tell Me Something Girl in the red cap is the early back marker. The long run to the second flight almost at an end, and it's Magic Days freewheeling in front somewhat by 3 lengths here to Glens of Antrim in second. Gauloise is third, a mistake from Martello Sky in 6th place on the outside. So in front of the stands, it's out in front, Magic Days by about 3 lengths to Glens of Antrim, followed by Gauloise and Perfect Myth. And then on the inside, Rosie's Hollow of Martello Sky. They are followed then by Sky Ace and the Glancing Queen and Ponteval in the midfield. A bit worse than midfield then to Hook Up and Mighty Blue and Royal Kahala. Tell Me Something Girl. Alavina is second last, and Will Victory is last of all and must be at least 20 lengths behind this leader, Magic Days, who's still racing enthusiastically towards the next flight. Jumps it big and well from Glens of Antrim over in second place. In third is Gauloise, and then Perfect Myth in fourth, followed on the inside by Rosie's Hollow. Martello Sky is wider out, and then behind these is Royal Kahala, followed by the Glancing Queen. Ponteval is on the outside, and then Mighty Blue out wide. Red and white jacket, followed by Tell Me Something Girl and Hook Up in the pink jacket on the inner as they clear the next flight of hurdles. And towards the rear of the field, Alavina, as they begin the run uphill on the far side of the course. And Magic Days still by a couple of lengths to Glens of Antrim in second place. Third is Gauloise in the light blue jacket. Perfect Myth and Ponteval is making good progress now out wide, followed by Rosie's Hollow. Approaching the third last flight, a long way from the finish, and Magic Days comes in to take it 2 lengths to the good, over safely. Perfect Myth is jumping up well there on the outside to go second. Then out wide, Ponteval from Gauloise, Glens of Antrim, Rosie's Hollow on the inside of Sky Ace. As they reach the top of the hill, the Glancing Queen, and then Mighty Blue, followed by Hook Up, Tell Me Something Girl, Martello Sky, and then Royal Kahala on the inside of Alavina as they swing the left-hander, and Will Victory remains at the back. About to run downhill towards the second last, and still Magic Days, who set the pace throughout here under Robbie Power, chased in second by Glens of Antrim. Perfect Myth is on the outside, Gauloise handy. Up the inner, still going well, Rosie's Hollow. Improving still Ponteval, Mighty Blue on the outside, and then Sky Ace at the second last. Magic Days is the first over once again. An awkward landing there for Perfect Myth. Running forward now is Sky Ace, but into the final bend, it's Magic Days who leads the way to Glens of Antrim. Rosie's Hollow. The attacks coming from behind. Tell Me Something Girl making eye-catching progress in the red cap under Rachel Blackmore. They're followed out wide by Sky Ace and Mighty Blue, and then Gauloise as they make the long run to the final flight. It's Magic Days who's being hunted down now by Tell Me Something Girl, followed by Glens of Antrim, and then behind these Rosie's Hollow jumping the final flight. It's going to be Tell Me Something Girl who's come through to take it up. Tell Me Something Girl is over safely. Magic Days in second, then Sky Ace, and then Glens of Antrim. Mighty Blue onto the stand side, but Tell Me Something Girl is sprinting away up the hill, and here is something. Here's a great mare, Tell Me Something Girl, and Rachel Blackmore, another winner for her at this memorable festival. In second place, Magic Days. On the near side, Mighty Blue. Sky Ace ran well, and then further back to Rosie's Hollow and Glens of Antrim.
Well, 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 Tell Me Something Girl lands the Mares Novices Hurdle at 5-1 for Rachel Blackmore, Henry de Bromhead in the colours of Kenny Alexander. Second, Magic Days at 22-1, and third, Mighty Blue at 12-1. Well, I'll tell you something, girl. This woman, this jockey of the moment, Rachel Blackmore, is the first lady of Cheltenham this week. She gets her fifth win, her second today, and after the front-running genius ride she gave Allaho, this is a mastery in timing, sluicing through the field and delivering Tell Me Something Girl to perfection. This mare was full of running coming to the last, and despite drifting over to the left, there was still plenty of horse left to get Rachel up the hill. A fantastic training performance from Henry de Bromhead, who saw this mare finishing third in a handicap at Leopardstown last time, but had her pitch perfect today with the drying ground in her favour, as well as a partner filled with confidence.
Henry de Bromhead joins me after the success of Tell Me Something Girl, which makes it 4 winners at the Cheltenham Festival this week. And she was superb there. She was so authoritative. Were you expecting a performance with that dominance?
No, not at all. Yeah, she had a lovely run at Leopardstown. We gave her. She was busy during the summer, did really well, and then we gave her a break, and she came back and ran very well behind Paul Hennessy's mare at Leopardstown. And look, we were coming hoping she'd run well. But not go and do that. Yeah, she was really impressive, and she's improving all the time.
That race is working out incredibly well, isn't it? It's provided 3 winners for the festival so far.
Yeah, of course. Black Tears, was she in it as well?
No, the horses briefly forgotten that went earlier today.
Right. Okay.
Sorry.
Apologies. Very good. Yeah, and so delighted with her, and delighted for Kenny Alexander. Obviously, brilliant for him. And and Peter Maloney, who bought her here after she'd won her point-to-point. So brilliant. Yeah.
Mrs. Milner was the name I was looking for.
Oh, was she in it as well? Okay,
Mrs.
very
Milner
good.
Was in it,
yeah.
Finally got
there
there.
You go. Yeah. Obviously.
You mentioned Kenny Alexander. What a broodmare band he is amassing. This is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, look, he's a great supporter of the game, and it's brilliant to see it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she's a gorgeous mare, gorgeous looking, and loads of scope for fence. Yeah, so delighted. And our second mare, I thought she ran incredibly well. To go the gallop she went for Rob Core. Robbie was delighted with her as well. So yeah, it's brilliant.
Has the change of tactics really helped bring about further improvement with the winner?
I think so, yeah. We were pretty forceful during the summer on better ground, but we'd said we'd try that at Leopardstown. Rachel was happy, and bearing in mind we've had a couple of years here with ones out in front, the good mares, Sonoria, Manila Melody, and they're sort of disappointing once they turned in. So last year we said if we come here again, we're dropping in. So I didn't even say anything to her. She said, I'm dropping in, and that's it.
And I suppose you knew, given her form on the summer, that she was going to be able to handle these drying conditions as well.
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she seems versatile. It was pretty soft at Leopardstown, and she handled that. But we thought she might be better on this, hopefully.
Now, you're coming up hard on the heels of Willie Mullins here. Do you think you can take away the Trainers' Championship? It might come down to the Gold Cup, Henry.
Oh, yeah, no, well, look, we'll move on anyhow, yeah.
Can you win with plan of attack in the next?
He's in good form. He was 4th in the race last year, first time blinkers. He's been missing better ground, so hopefully that'll help him. And obviously our jockey is riding out of her skin.
Is she riding well, Henry? I think she might be.
Yeah.
Best of luck and best luck for tomorrow as well.
Thanks a million.
It's another Tattersalls National Hunt winner.
Another Irish-bred Cheltenham Festival winner. Contact Irish Thoroughbred Marketing to find yours.
We ended day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival with the Fulk Woolwyn Kimya Challenge Cup handicap over 3 mile and 2 furlongs. And for the first time in its history, no amateurs were on board the horses. And in a week dominated by classy mares, Mount Ida was well supported to provide the Culuntra House team with their 3rd winner of the week. There was money before the off for Shantou Flyer. It was 11-2 from 13-2.
And they're off. And on the far side, Hold the Note getting away well. Storm Control probably wanted a better jump than that on the far side. Out towards the centre, Creve Hill sizing at midnight. And Townsend is prominent too with Melanford. A little nod from on the outside to Dero Vallis as they race towards the second fence. And now Storm Control working his way towards the lead on that far side. Storm Control over. Melanford with Townsend in the centre, then Creve Hill and Hold the Note and Bow Bay. They're followed by Shantou Flyer in brown sleeves and Didero Vallis. Sizing at midnight is on the inside of Cobo Lobo and the Grey Kill Fulham Cross. Further back then to Dacia Arbor and Plan of Attack, and then on the inside Bob Marler. Mount Ida, the favourite, definitely in the second half of the field, probably about 7th from the back at the moment, with another venture on her inside. And then to Cloudy Glen, Morning Vicar, Almazar Guard, Go Another One is towards the back of the field as Storm Control builds a useful lead, jumping the first plain fence down the back straight. Musical Slave is the back marker. So on now towards the water jump for the first time, and it's Storm Control from Townsend in second place, Melanford on the outside. Hold the Note towards the inside of Creve Hill, and then Shantou Flyer and Bow Bay, and Plan of Attack is out wide under Rachel Blackmore, seeking a 6th winner at this festival in the blue jacket and the dark green sleeves. As they cleared the open ditch, another venture was untidy towards the rear of the field. On to another plain one. Storm Control up and over from Townsend and Melanford. Then Bow Bay and the Stripes on the inside. Dark green is Hold the Note. Creve Hill and Shantou Fly remain handy. Plan of Attack is out wide. Then Sizing at Midnight from Cobo Lobo and Kilfillam Cross and Bob Marler and Cloudy Glen jumping an open ditch. On the outside of Cloudy Glen, a big mistake there from Bob Marler. The outside of Cloudy Glen, Dacia Arbor, and then Morning Vicar. And Didero Valis, who was prominent early but has dropped back through the field as they jump the next. Storm Control is over in front there. A slow jump from Townsend. Almazar Guard is trailing quite badly at the rear alongside Musical Slave. Rounding the top left-hander, and Storm Control and Richard Patrick out in front. By 2 or 3 lengths then to Townsend on the inside of Melanford and Plan of Attack. Shantou Fly was next, and they're just about all safely over that one with Mount Ida at the moment. She's absolute last at the moment, Mount Ida, and is some way detached actually as they run down the hill. Must be a good 20 lengths behind this leader, the favourite. Heading down the hill towards the next plain fence. And Storm Control coming in to take it. Over in front from Townsend and Melanford and Plan of Attack. And Mount Ida jumped away to the right at that one in the rear and gave Musical Slave a bit of a bump as they run towards the next turn. And it's a Storm Control. 2.5, 3 lengths clear of Melanford. Townsend on the inside. Plan of Attack out wide. Then Shantou, Flyer and Hold the Note. They are tracked by Bow Bay, Creve Hill in the centre. Sizing at Midnight's on the inside. Then Cobo Lobo and Bob Marler, followed by Cloudy Glen in a green cap on the inner. The grey Kilfillam Cross, and out wide is Dacia Arbor, jumping this one. Further back then to Morning Vicar and another venture, and Didero Valis, and Go Another One, who's been towards the rear all the way. Mount Ida has passed Musical Slave and Almazar Guard. They've got a circuit left to go now in the Fort Warwin Kim Muir. And Storm Control continues to set the pace. Storm Control from Melanford. Then Townsend on the inside. Out wide a Plan of Attack. Very handy all the way. They're followed by Shantou Flyer, Kilfillam Cross getting a little closer to the outside of Bow Bay. Then Hold the Note on the inside of Creve Hill, Sizing at Midnight and Cobo Lobo in a pink cap, alongside the similarly pink capped Bob Marler, Cloudy Glen, Dacia Arbor. Morning Vicar, another venture, Go Another One, Mount Ida, and Musical Slave, Didero Valis and Almazar Guard at the rear of the field. All seem to jump that one safely, and now moving back towards the water jump once again. And it's still Storm Control from Melanford on the outside and Townsend up the inside, clearing the water. Plan of Attack and Hold the Note remain handy. And then Kilfillam Cross as they move on towards the open ditch. Storm Control, and pushed into this one by Richard Patrick. Jumps it fairly well. From in second place, Melanford. Then Townsend. Shantou Flyer, Plan of Attack. On the outside is Dacia Arbor, just maybe getting a bit closer. The leader jumping that one really well. Morning Vicar further back. Then Kilfillam Cross, Creve Hill. Up the inside, Sizing at Midnight. The inside of Cloudy Glen. Go Another One, trying to pick up a few from the rear now. Mount Ida is improving a little still with a lot to do, jumping the open ditch, going up the hill. Mount Ida jumping that one has passed about 6 or 7 now and begins to travel better as they move on towards this next plain fence. Storm Control, Melanford on the outside of Shantou Flyer and Hold the Note. Morning Vicar is one that's making progress out wide, clearing that plain fence as they approach a left-hand turn with 4 fences now left to jump. Storm Control still leading. Can he stay in front? Melanford Brentford. Shantou Flyer, Plan of Attack, Kill Fulham Cross, Hold the Note, Go Another One is making eye-catching headway. The light blue jacket towards the outside as they clear that fence at the top of the hill. Bow Bay has been pulled up and now downhill towards 3 out. Storm Control, Plan of Attack is right there under Rachel Blackmore. The blue jacket, green sleeves. Go Another One has made eye-catching progress, attacking now, and then on the outside, Morning Vicar and Storm Control landed with a narrow lead, and Plan of Attack has gone, and Rachel Blackmore is on the ground, and now they move on towards the home turn. Storm Control is pressed by Go Another One. Mount Ida has made tremendous ground onto the heels of this pair now, was way out the back in the early stages. Shantou Flyer, and then behind these Cloudy Glen, and a gap to Hold the Note and Morning Vicar, and Mount Ida has come there swinging away on the outside of Storm Control, jumping the second last. Mount Ida over, slightly away to the right. Far side Storm Control. Cloudy Glen is back in third in the green cap. Then Shantou Flyer, and Mount Ida now pulls 2 lengths clear, jumping the final fence, and a good jump over it. Mount Ida and Jack Kennedy now kicking away. 3-4 lengths to Cloudy Glen. Then Shantou Flyer, and racing up the hill. It's another tremendous day for Irish trained horses at the festival, and Mount Ida is another. Jack Kennedy steers her home from well off the pace. Cloudy Glen in second, third Shantou Flyer, and a big gap back to Hold the Note in fourth.
Well, how about that for a ride? Jack Kennedy take a bow. Mount Ida wins the Kimia at 3-1 for Denise Foster and KTDA Racing. Second, Cloudy Glen at 33-1. Third, Shantou Flyer at 11-2. And fourth, Hold the Note at 9-1. A remarkable ride from Jack Kennedy, who gets Mount Ida to win from last to first, and this mare, who was not travelling at all in the early stages of this race, so much so she was trading as big as 1,000 in running. But Jack Kennedy, who was so dejected after his fall from Envoy earlier on, did not panic at all, allowing the mare to quietly creep back into the race, and soon she started jumping straighter and better, passing horses to win going away. The owners KTDA Racing must have gone through all sorts of emotions here to see this mare come from where she did to win, going away at the line from the admirable Cloudy Glen.
Lisa O'Neill joins me representing the Denise Foster Yard for the winner in the last of Mount Ida. I don't know about you, but I was giving up pretty early on as I was watching that on Mount Ida. Were you?
I'm not going to disagree, but I have to say that I think Jack gave it a sensational ride, and full credit to him. I mean, he just we were giving up hope watching it at one stage, but he never gave up.
He never did, and I could understand had he, but she was going out to her right. She didn't seem to want to take any interest, and then she just started latching on.
Yeah, I think she was a bit bewildered by the big field. She's contested a lot of her chases in graded company in smaller fields, so I think she was a bit bewildered by the whole lot, but got into a rhythm after a mile, and Jack never gave up.
Yeah, and she started to sort of look as though she's just joined in. I mean, she's a very adaptable mare, isn't she?
Absolutely, she's classy, Philly. She won a Grade 3 race and was second in a Grade 2, so she's going from novice company into handicap, so she definitely showed her class there today.
And mares have really dominated. That's one of the big themes over the 3 days so far. Just the depth, the strength and depth that mares we now have in mares.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and it's great that we have one of those classy mares as well. So no, it's great for Cullinter House Stables and the whole team at home. And look, we're very lucky to be here, and we'll enjoy today.
Yeah, a very classy performance from Black Tears on the first day. Some downbeat performances today. Sam Crow, what happened with him?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's hard to put a finger on it. Obviously, he's plenty of ability, and we're not too sure at the moment. We'll get him checked over and see how he comes home, see how he is tomorrow after his run. And I'm not too sure. It's hard to put a finger on it at the moment.
Yeah, it's a shame because it's a bit like his Savills Chase performance, wasn't it? It just sort of he was beaten.
Absolutely, but like he's a quality horse. He's won twice around here before, so hopefully we can get him to rekindle his form of some sort.
And on the upside, a really bold showing in the Stayers Hurdle. Side of Burley second, and the the Storyteller running really well, and Fury Road.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Sire de Burle, it's only his second performance in Grade 1 company, so hopefully he's progressing and there's more to come in the future.
Well, I think so. He loves it around here, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. He does indeed. Yeah, definitely.
And I thought the Storyteller ran fabulous. I think he is the fabulous ultimate racehorse. So he did a really, really good performance from him.
Yeah, he's a revelation. He's fantastic for his owners, the Sloans. So he ran a solid race today, and fingers crossed he might return to maybe one of the festivals back home later on.
Yeah. Well, best of luck for tomorrow, and congratulations with the success.
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you.
Jack Kennedy's third win of the week on Mount Ida. I'm going to keep the first question simple. How the hell did you do that?
I don't know. I had a lot of help from the horse now, although she wasn't helping me early on. I think it was just a little bit of a shock to the system for her. She had been running in small fields, and just there was a ferocious gallop on down over the first couple, and she got a bit of a fright. But to be fair to her, she started jumping and creeping her way into it, and even though it was tailed off at one point, I still ended up getting there too soon on her. So,
Get away.
Yeah, no, she was brilliant.
Did it ever cross your mind to pull her up?
It did. I was thinking, like, if things don't start going right fairly soon, I probably wouldn't have had any other choice only to pull her up. But luckily, after that thought went through my mind, she started jumping straighter and a bit quicker. So she was brilliant after that.
Yes, she was. She was a little bit out to her right, but she got straighter, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Maybe she was just going right a little bit just to put herself right. Yeah. But no, I can't believe it, to be honest. It was
I'm not
great.
surprised. And the way she went in the end, was quite dominating.
Yeah, that was it. I was coming down the hill, and then next thing I was straightened up for the second last, and I was in front, and I was thinking, oh no, something could come and nail me now. But no, she kept going. She was great.
She's a bonny little mare.
Yeah,
really
she is. And delighted for KDTA racing as well. Her owners, it's lovely to get her winner for them here as well. Yeah.
And it's been a bit of an up and down day for you. It started with a big down with Envoy Alain. First thing, the important thing, he seemed to get out of that all right. That fall.
Yeah. He's fine. So that's the main thing. He was very keen down over the first few fences, and he was very brave over the first two. He went down and popped the third fence then, and I thought all right, he might be settling into it, but he went in and let fly at that one then and fell. It's hugely disappointing, but we live to fight another day anyway.
Was it novicey? Is it?
I think it was. He was just doing too much with me in behind horses. Then he just came up out of my hands and landed on the top of the fence. So he'll learn from it. I suppose he had never made a mistake in his life, so that was probably too good to be true. Something was going to happen at some point. So he'll learn from it.
I'm sure he will. An intelligent horse. How about Sam Crow and Fury Road?
Disappointed. I was never really comfortable on either of them. So we'll go back to the drawing board and make sure they're all right, and we'll go again anyway.
Well, they're both very good horses. I'm sure that you'll be able to get them back. Congratulations. Best of luck for tomorrow.
Yeah, thanks a million.
Thanks, Jack.
Another Irish-bred Cheltenham Festival winner. Contact Irish Thoroughbred Marketing to find yours.
It's another Tattersalls National Hunt winner.
We thought we saw every fairy tale there could be at the Cheltenham Festival yesterday, but we are served up another feast for the ages this afternoon. The Cheltenham Festival, the gift that keeps on giving, and a day where the Irish dominated again, 6 out of the 7 winners, but there was drama in the Marsh with Envoy Alain crashing out early on in a race that was won by Chantry House, giving Nicky Henderson his 70th festival winner and the only English winner on the day. Allaho was the most visually impressive winner of the week in the Ryanair to give respite to the Cheveley Park stud team, and the mares dominated 2 of the handicaps with Mrs Milner in the Pertemps and Mount Ida a remarkable winner of the Kinmure. And the shunter, the handicapper of the season, with an authoritative display in the Paddy Power Chase, rewarding his connections with a massive £100,000 bonus. And the most progressive horse in UK and Ireland, Flooring Porter, took the Paddy Power Stayers Hurdle in decisive fashion. A spare ride for Danny Mullins, with Johnny Moore pulled from the ride due to an injury early on this morning. And tell me something, girl, does it again for Rachel Blackmore. The leading trainers on the score sheet at the Cheltenham Festival after day 3, and Willie Mullins gets another winner with Allaho. He's currently leading, but Henry de Promed is closely behind him. He had 2 winners today. Denise Foster got another winner on the board, as did Nicky Henderson, and there were additions to the Cheltenham Festival list, including Paul Nolan and Gavin Cromwell, but it looks like it'll be Willie Mullins and Henry de Promed to fight it out. The leading jockeys list at the Cheltenham Festival, and the star performance of the day came from Rachel Blackmore. 2 wins, 2 completely different rides. One front riding genius, the other hold up magic. She goes into Gold Cup Day full of confidence, with her mount A Plutard now gone joint favourite with Album Photo to take the festival showpiece. A remarkable ride from Jack Kennedy in the last. He's in second with 3 wins, and Paul Townend is in third with 2.